Yo, yo, yo. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Piper Academy. I'm your host, Army Piper, coming at you live every Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge because knowledge is profit. Thanks for joining us here today, guys. I got my coffee. I've got my charts up. I've got my full studio of glory here, and I've got my team all ready to go and give you guys this news today, give you guys all this information. And we got a special guest on today. It's going to be Crypto Archie, going to be bringing some great conversation and discussion to it today. So if you guys are joining us here today for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, get notified every time we go live. If you're not new here and you're rejoining us, thanks for coming back to the Academy. We appreciate you guys being here. And if you guys get any value out of today's content, hit that like button. We did break 600 subscribers yesterday, so in a 90-day period since we started the channel, pretty good growth rate. Please share it out. Sharing is caring. We are doing this together. It's a whole team of us, and you alumni that are watching this show right now, you guys are the reason that we do it, and you're the ones that make it all possible. So as always, guys, remember this is not financial advice. It never is. It never will be. Not sure why that didn't pop up, but that's okay. It's not financial advice. We don't give that here on the show. We give you guys information that you need to know, and then we see if you can dig it and do your own research and dig in there and get some content of your own. But let's go ahead, bring up, because I don't do this by myself. I got a whole team over here. We're going to go ahead and bring up my team here. Guys, what's up, OC Guy? What's up, TradeFly? What you guys doing? What you got?
What's going on? I got my Billy Madison hat on, so hopefully
I like
Dave
it.
Digital is around to make fun of me. But yo, stoked to be here. We're growing. Already got 30 people watching already, so super stoked to be here. Love having you guys in the chat. Love interacting. Let's go. Let's get this party started.
OC, how you doing, bro?
Oh, brother. Doing fantastic. I love to see that intro because every single day I find something special and new on your set. I love that 911 porch that you got right there on your on the side.
You saw that right over here, right there. Exactly. You see the lightsaber? Yes. I got more lights coming, so this whole shelf's going to be lit up there. And then I got Venom up top. I got some pops over there from Game of Thrones. Down here, by the way, there is a Slave One. The Boba Fett ship. Lego, and then right next to that is a Bobcat for helium mining. So shout out to Crux of Crypto bringing that over and setting it up for us. Yeah, nice. Bro, we're building this studio. It's happening.
I should start dropping like little nuggets throughout.
Kind of like a couple of Easter eggs that I'm watching, and I'm really excited to see when people are going to start picking things up in there. But yeah, being very excited for today's guest. I mean, I can't wait to talk with him and also to see what he has to share with us. But let's get it rolling.
Let's get it. By the way, I want to introduce you guys to Mr. Green right here. This is Mr. Green, my new little plant. Mr. Green, you can take that for however you want. It could be money. It can be plant life. However you want to take that. There you go. Let's get into the news here, fellas. First of all, crypto bubbles in the past hour. We can see some movers here. Matic on its way up a little bit. Sui on its way up there a little bit. Injective up a little bit. Again, we're getting a shift. We just got a shift. Ethereum Classic pulling back after that massive run up that it had there. What else do we have here on the daily? Let's take a look at the daily here real fast. Bonk down 11.7%. Sui up 13.3%. FTT back on the charts again, up 14.6%, almost 15%. You got Solana down about 6.5, Stacks down about 5.5. So some mixed market going on today. We did have some economic data that came out, and we'll be looking at that here in just a second. Taking a look here on the coin Gecko, we've got Bitcoin up or down, I should say, 0.2%, 0.2% in the past hour, down 5.2 for the day. So getting some retracement on Bitcoin here, guys. Ethereum, though, up for the past 7 days, 19%. Let's go, Ethereum. 24-hour period, up 1.2%. And then on the past hour, up 0.2%. So making up those losses from Bitcoin. Might be a little shuffle going on there. BNB up a little bit in the past hour, but down for the daily and the weekly. Solana down on everything. making good support levels. We'll take a look at the TEA here in a little while after our conversation, but Cardano getting a little retracement pullback also. Dogecoin, Doge was actually in the news, and I had an article pulled up, but then it disappeared off my thing, whatever. That news is that Doge could hit $1 because of Elon Musk's peer-to-peer thing that he's got coming, and that peer-to-peer transaction might be on Dogecoin, some speculate. So, well, be keeping an eye on that. But what else we got? Polygon Matic still up 9.9% for the week, even though it's had pullbacks for the past day and the past hour. And then Chainlink still sitting up too. Got to go look at my favorite here, guys. Got to scroll down here and look, see where it's at. It was at 37, and then it moved to 39, still sitting at 39. It's Caspa, down in the past hour about 1.5%, down for the past day 3.2%, up 7.7%. But if you were getting into this a long time ago, like Crypto Archie was, like, let's just take a year here. Let's look at the past year here and look at Caspa here, guys. Up 1,865% for the past year. So shout out to Crypto Archie and his glorious brain and that guy, I'm telling you. So let's look here. Liquidations on the liquidation heat map, guys. 24 hours, $201.6 million in liquidations. Biggest chunk of that coming here off of Bitcoin. It was long liquidations, guys. People were trying to long it and it pulled back. Ethereum's short liquidations. There you go. In the past 24 hours, 69,102 traders liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $201.6 million. And the largest single liquidation happened on someone trying to long Bitcoin. They lost $6.6 million on a single trade. Don't tell me that rich people ain't degens too. It ain't just us. It ain't just the alumni that are degens. It's big traders too, guys. So looking at the economic calendar, here's that data that came in today that I was telling you about. Let's go ahead and drop this to a 2-star. There we go. It's that core PPI data here. This PPI and core PPI month over month, guys. This is the producer price index. What this is the price that it costs to produce goods. Okay. So you can see here that previously it was down here and it's down again here. So we have a little breakdown here. Let's go in and talk about this real fast. It's the Kabisi letter. He says right here, core PPI inflation fell to 1.8% below the expectation of 1.9%. Okay. Both CPI and PPI inflation are back on the rise. That number dropping is actually inflation. So you don't want it to be below. You want CPI to be below. You want inflation to be below, but not the price. You don't want that to come in below expectation because that means that they're both on the rise, right? PPI came in below expectations. The Fed's job is not done. So this was a bad thing today. This is why we're seeing move in the markets, and we'll take a look at those charts in a bit. And then also the Kabisi letter said, you can't make this up. We're going to continue on with some X marks the spot here. Can't make this up. Markets are pricing in a rate cut at every single Fed meeting this year, starting in March 2024 and all the way through December 2024. So when he says markets, he means investors. He means like the traditional investors, stuff like that, that are out there moving all this money every day in the TradFi world, right? And they are putting in for rate cuts every single cycle. Everyone, look, bam, right there, rate cut, May rate cut, June rate cut, July rate cut. So we'll see. We know that the Fed is only factoring in 3 at this point right now. Looking here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 rate cuts calculated in according to market investors. So it's going to be interesting to see who's right on all of that. What else do I have here? And X marks the spot. I do want to show this, guys. This is our guest on here today, Crypto Archie. This is his top 6 altcoins for 2024. I have a link below in the chat or in the description for Crypto Archie's channel for his X post, his X profile. You can go in there and this is pinned. He's dropping this stuff to you guys all the time. Caspa, Hello, GFAL, Myro, Lit, PlayZap, and I'm sure he's going to talk about some of these today on the show. But yeah, that's what he's got over there. That's his top 6 picks for 2024. So shout out to that. And then also, maybe we can get this little bit of information out of him today, guys. We're going to try. He said a secret meme coin is up 105% today for him and all his Patreons. So Can we get this info out of him? What was this meme coin that he's talking about here? He's been anti-meme for a long time. He might have adjusted based on where we are in the cycle, his perspective of memes. And then I had to save this picture because it's for the Otter Gang. Alex Del Crypto posted this. I thought it was pretty cool. What do you guys think? The Otters hanging out playing poker. I love it, man. This is great.
And was there anything else like that?
Just right? Saying. Maybe let's all go to Vegas and we'll all get together. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And I think that's all I got on X marks the spot. Let's get into these articles here, guys. Robinhood, as you all know, listed all 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs now, so you can get all of them on Robinhood. The platform's general manager calls the increased access to the king of crypto a good thing. So big difference between the general manager of Robinhood and Jamie Dimon's perspective on this, or Elizabeth Warren. Shout out to old crusty multimillionaires that make about $200,000 a year. You know, I want to know because with passive incomes, investments, and payouts, I make a little bit less than Elizabeth Warren. I want to know why I don't have millions and millions and millions of dollars. I'm a little confused by this one. So I'll have to talk to her financial advisor, find out what I'm doing wrong. Crypto experts who believe SEC will approve an Ethereum ETF. This was talked about this morning by old TA Tim on his show. So with the approval of the investing bros, with the approval of 11 Bitcoin exchange ETFs here this week from the United States SEC, eyes are turning to the second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. Oh, good old Ethereum. Over the past 7 days, in anticipation of the spot Bitcoin ETF approval, Ethereum's price surged 15.8%. We'll just round that up there. This week, SEC approved that. And where are we looking at for this ETF? At the time of this publication, Ethereum price priced in at $2,600 and experienced that 15.8% run up there. And there's speculation off of this, which again, all speculation, but that Bitcoin, or that Ethereum, I mean, will hit $10,000 by the end of 2024 if this ETF is approved. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. MicroStrategies, their Bitcoin holdings are now worth $1 billion more than actual company of MicroStrategy. So when your goods and services, which is holding Bitcoin, hodl like it's hot, shout out to Crypto Wars, when your goods and services are worth more than your company itself, you're a little lopsided there. But yeah, Michael Saylor on track to be one of the richest men in the world if this continues to do what some have speculated. I don't know if you saw, but Kathy Wood said $1.5 million in 2030. So we'll see. Dogecoin price prediction to $1. I want to talk about this with Archie when we get him on here in a minute. He said, is it possible after the Musk revelation? Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, owner of X, disclosed that he was still in support of Dogecoin community, still holds meme coins. Billionaire who also said is the CEO of SpaceX said that this in an X conversation. During that conversation, he mentioned that SpaceX holds Bitcoin, even though Tesla sold 75% of its holdings at one point. We all remember that when it was painful. Furthermore, his support for the coin was one of the reasons that the Doge X community grew to 3.8 million following his reaffirmation. Some Doge holders convinced that the coin price is going to hit $1 right now, pulling back today. But peer-to-peer on X could mean that he uses Dogecoin for that. And if he was to do that, absolutely a chance that you could see a $1 Dogecoin. It's crazy. So let's go ahead. Let's jump over here to Trio Cam, and then we're going to announce our guest today. Guys, you guys may or may not know who this individual is. His name is Crypto Archie, and he is a mastermind genius when it comes to small caps and finding these tokenomics. He don't just spread it out among a bunch of low caps. This guy digs in. He's got a great, amazing team looking at tokenomics, looking at the utility, doing vetting on the teams, the developers, the CEOs, looking at the wallet holdings. Is it well diversified and spread out, or is like one guy holding 80% of this, 2% out to the public, whatever? He breaks this stuff down. He puts it in his Patreon. He's got his own YouTube channel. YouTube and X links are down below in the description. But just so you guys know, I think he's like He's less than 20 years old. And this dude impresses the hell out of me because the level of wisdom in this guy is amazing. So let me go ahead and bring him up here without any further ado. Crypto Archie, what is up, my man?
How are you doing, Army Piper? It's a blessing to be on the show. It's been a while since we've done a live stream. We used to do them pretty much every week on my channel back a few months ago. So we should get them back going again, man. And
we should,
I'm
absolutely.
happy to come on as a guest anytime.
Yeah. So what have you been up to? What's going on in the Crypto Archie world? Tell the people who don't know, the alumni may not know who you are, which I doubt that is the case, but just in case, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you are such a big deal for me. Why do I talk so highly about you? So go for it.
Yeah, so I would describe myself as a low cap gem hunter. I try and find the cryptos before they go on Binance or Coinbase or these big listings. And my main aim is to find gaming coins and good layer ones. But I try and go with the times. I try and be very adaptable and very adjustable and go for sectors rather than just investing in all the different types of cryptos. So I'm always watching what are the sectors that people are attracted to in crypto? What are the trends in crypto? Because the way how I see cryptocurrency is essentially a reflection of real world trends in an unregulated casino. Essentially, that's the way how I see it. So things like gaming, things like metaverse, things like AI, these aren't random occurrences when they pump in crypto. It's very reasonable why they're pumping. It's because people in the real world are interested. People in the stock market are interested. And then, degens come to crypto to try and find 100Xs. So yeah, I see crypto as a thing which is very much similar to a casino, but at the same time, there's very much a skill to it. It's not just a fluke. It's not randomness. So yeah, I would say I'm mainly looking at low caps, although I do hold a huge chunk of Bitcoin and Caspa, which aren't low caps by any means. They're in the top 30.
Caspa was at one time.
Yeah, at one time it was. Arguably, it was when I got in. But yeah, I mean, I have safety nets. I'm not a total degen, but I can afford to take risks, right? So, but what I would say to people is always have a safety net, whether it's Bitcoin or ETH. You've got to have one of them in your portfolio that's just adding a degree of safety. So you're not just operating in a casino.
Nice. No, I agree with that totally. I'm an avid gambler myself. I love going to Vegas. Matter of fact, I'm going back in April to go see Sin City Crypto. I'll be joining Rob and Dave over there to go on their show. I'm really good at blackjack. It's about odds and it's about numbers, and my brain works great on odds and numbers, but I will tell you, I trust my trades a lot more off of technical analysis and fundamental analysis than I do sitting at a blackjack table, even with the +1, -1 count system going on in my head on a 6-deck shoe. So, with all that going on, it takes way less brain power to do what I do on a chart and make money than what it does for me to sit at a table, not drink for 5 hours to double a 1x on my trades at blackjack. So, but yeah, absolutely. It is still a risk every day. Craps is fine, but you piss off all the craps players, man, because the best odds, the best odds is to play the not pass. And if you play the not pass, you piss everyone off at the damn table. So
that's marginally not true. That's bad advice right there. All right.
We're gonna have to have an argument. We're going to have an argument about that on another time. So, Archie, you don't go to casinos, do you?
6 and 8. Double down on the 6 and 8. That's the best bet in the house statistically. Let's go.
Statistically, that's true, yes. But 7 is the most likely to roll.
Yes.
I don't really gamble too much. But yeah, I mean, in Dubai, it's prohibited. So you can't even do it, right? If you gamble,
oh, that's true, yeah.
You probably have a knock on your door at some point. So
yeah, because it's
prohibited here, but in the UK you can, and in the US.
How long have you lived in Dubai, Archie?
Just over a year, so around 1.5 years, 1 to 1.5.
Will you ever move back to the UK?
I think so. I'm in Dubai to make money essentially and have connections. So when it comes to having a family, I don't know if I'll have one here. There is definitely value in having a family with your own family, right? They'll have grandparents, They'll have a support network. So yeah, I think I probably will go back at some point. But right now I'm laser focused on one mission. And then, you know, I definitely will have a family. But right now that's not the priority.
Nice. No, I can appreciate that, bro. Let's go ahead and jump into some alpha Archie style, some Archie alpha. What are you looking at right now? What is your hot stuff that you're predicting in your year ahead in crypto? I'm gonna go ahead and share your screen here if you're ready, and we can start talking about what you're seeing.
Absolutely, man. So you mentioned Caspa before. This is the main one right now, which I'm talking about, and some of my followers are getting sick of it, but I'm aware that some of your followers maybe don't even really know too much about Caspa, despite you obviously being bullish on it and things like that. But this would be one for me that is going to be a blue chip in the cryptocurrency market. It's very low risk for a 2 billion market cap crypto. And I'll add some context to this. If you look at the top kind of 20, top 30 in the crypto market, a lot of the ones here aren't the safest plays, you know, like Filecoin, it's quite niche, arguably. Immutable X, it's in the gaming space. So it's
I have both of those so far. Okay, you're telling me how wrong I'm doing crypto so far. This is good.
No, not necessarily. So I'm not necessarily saying they're bad, right? I'm just saying that they're niche. And you know, they're not going to be in the top 5 at any point, right? So that's the point that I'm trying to make. Usually the top 5 will consist of layer 1s, and it always has, you know, so Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, maybe Solana, BNB, you know, it usually consists of layer 1s, whereas a coin related to storage or a coin related to gaming is probably not going to be in the top 5. Whereas Caspa, it has the potential, right? Because this is a peer-to-peer crypto. The whole purpose of Caspa is to try and do what Bitcoin sadly failed to do. And I'm a huge Bitcoin fan. If people see my portfolio, it is the biggest holding that I hold by a long shot. So I'm not discrediting Bitcoin at all here. I'm just trying to make a point. So we know that in the white paper of Bitcoin, they had a big vision for it to be a peer-to-peer transactional value. And then shortly after, people realized it doesn't scale and the fees will be too high for that to be the case. So the main thing it's now deemed is obviously digital gold, whereas Caspa is more of a transactional peer-to-peer currency. And people will say, well, Solana's fast, you know, BNB's fast, Cardano's fast. Why do we need
not
Caspa?
as fast as DAG chain?
That's true. Yeah, block DAG. And block also, DAG. We haven't really talked about decentralization too much in crypto recently, because all of these coins which are pumping do not encompass Satoshi Nakamoto's vision of decentralization, because they're not fair launches, right? For a crypto to be actually decentralized, it needs to be a fair launch where 100% of the tokens go to the public. Unfortunately, I hold Solana, but Solana is not like that. And neither is many of the other well-known layer 1s, which people are talking about, like Sai, Sui, and Say, however you say it. And a lot of these other ones, they have a lot of tokens allocated to the team, VCs, and for exchange listings. Caspa's very different. For an exchange to list Caspa, they actually need to buy it up. So Caspa don't do any handouts. They have no pre-allocation. And this is why it's so bullish, because if Binance lists Caspa, they're going to actually have to pump mine and your bags, Army Piper. They're going to have to buy Caspa on the market. And that will mean they'll pump up the price, because Caspa have not given any pre-allocation. So, you know, you have to have a decentralized peer-to-peer currency in crypto. And we actually don't, which is the funny thing. We've kind of skipped the transactional currency, the digital cash. And now we're looking at Web3, internet, gaming. We're looking at all of these things. Skip the thing that crypto was created for, which was a decentralized form of payment. And that is why I think Caspa's a sleeper, even at 2.6 billion in market cap, because it appeals to the likes of Cathie Wood and these types of people who are Bitcoin maxis and Bitcoin whales who want decentralization as the paramount thing in a crypto. So who knows? Da Vinci, the guy who called Bitcoin at $1, he said he's bullish on Caspa. So Michael Saylor or Cathie Wood could be next in the bull run. I'm really not saying that that's unlikely, to be honest.
Nice. So that's, yeah. So I have quite a bit of Caspa. It's a pretty big holding in my pool, but I did not get in as early as you. How much was Caspa, and how long ago were you calling Caspa to your community?
Interesting question. So there's two answers to this. I made a video on Caspa in November 2022. So
about a year
that
and
was,
4 months ago.
yeah, that was a very long time ago. But I want to be honest, full transparency. I didn't buy. So I didn't have a bag of Caspa. I was just saying it looked good on a surface level. So what I do know is a couple people on YouTube who are smart enough to listen to me, they bought, and they were in, I don't know, 30, 40, 50x gains maybe from that video.
Oh
However, I bought Caspa at 3 cents. So 3 cents is when I got in. I bought a huge bag of it, around 10% of my portfolio. So I would say that's what, like a 4x now, and it was up 5x, something like that. I don't know exactly. But look, long term, if this does a 10x from here, then I think it'll do more. But if it does a 10x from here, then that's pretty good gains.
Yeah, for sure. Real fast to the viewers right now. There's a poll dropped in the chat right now. It says, will ETH hit $10,000 by the end of 2024? Referencing that little topic of a headline that we talked about there earlier. 56% so far have said yes. 44% have said no. So we've gotten quite a few voters in there. But if you guys have not hit that poll yet, go ahead and let us know. Will Ethereum hit 10K by the end of 2024? Archie, we're gonna step back over into the small caps in a second, but I'd like to know, and then I'm gonna pass it over to Tradefly and OC to ask you some questions too. Will Ethereum hit $10,000 in 2024, or do you think that comes later?
I think that comes in 2025. That's my perspective. We could see Ethereum at 5K or 6K in 2024. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
more along
say
those
the
lines.
10K ETH, yeah, the 10K comes in 25, just like the 100K Bitcoin comes in 25 for me.
Nice. Tradefly, OC, you guys got any questions for Crypto Archie? This might be your first time actually being on a show with them, Tradefly, OC. We've had them in TA talks in the Chart Prime Discord before, but I'm sure you guys have got questions, so go for it.
Sure, man. Yeah. So first off, hey, nice to get to know you. Good meeting you. Thank you for coming on the show, brother. You brought a crowd with you, so we really appreciate that. So I'm gonna ask the top level view thing, because that's kind of my angle here usually with the show. So if you were to find someone new getting into the space or getting into smaller caps, what would you say are some important things for them to first look at and kind of analyze from a top level view, that would, I would say, pique your interest to actually dive further into a project?
Interesting question. So yeah, nice to meet you, man, and appreciate the support. And it's great to see so many people in the stream as well. 125 people, which is crazy. So make sure everyone's hitting the likes. And yeah, so in terms of things that I would recommend people look at when they're just coming into the space, is that the general gist of the question when it comes to low caps?
Yeah, man. So I know, fundamentally, there's going to be some things that you look at and you're like, okay, that's one thing. And I'm sure you have kind of a little checklist. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the type of people I'm looking for. That's the community I'm looking for. Maybe some of the actual fundamentals behind the token itself. Like, what are just like top level ones, like your top 3, 5 things you're looking at to really say, okay, this is something I'm really going to deep dive into.
Yeah, got it. So I would say the very first thing that I ever look at in a crypto is the name. And I know this may come across as facetious to some people, like, that's just stupid. Why are you looking at the name? Like, surely there's more important technicals and fundamentals than the name. But I want to make this very serious point here that, have you ever seen, I haven't, maybe I'm wrong, but have you ever seen many companies that blow up in the real world with terrible 20-word names with numbers and letters and hyphens and dashes and stupid things like that? I haven't. Pretty much all the companies that I can recall that are big and memorable are short and have a roll off the tongue name. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Tesla, Apple, Google, they all roll off the tongue, right? So the same thing happens in crypto. I see so many cryptos that people put across to me where the names are just stupid. And again, I know it sounds facetious to people, but I've seen gaming coins where there's 20 words in the name. There's numbers and letters in the name, right? And it's a gaming coin. So what are the odds of that getting into the public's ears and people actually recalling it and things like that? So marketing is pretty much a lot of what crypto is moved off, especially the lower caps and the gaming side of things. So they need names that roll off the tongues. I'll give you a couple examples here. One is PlayZap. That for me is a roll off the tongue name, 2 words. It's got the word play in it, rolls off the tongue. Another one is Lit Labs. It's a word which a lot of people in the gaming community use. Games for a Living, GFAL, another one. Myro. Gala was one last bull run. So Hello, a perfect example of a good name. So actually, there's a clear consistency with a lot of the cryptos that are in my top 5 in the name being simplistic, memorable, and marketable. And yeah, like I said, that may seem facetious, but it's actually something which goes unnoticed by many.
Not at all, not at all. And I'm gonna echo it a little bit. And the reason I'm going to is in college, I actually took a marketing class. And so that was a big emphasis. One was naming, branding, marketing. And we actually did a mock project where we got to allocate certain funds to different aspects of the company, and this computer analyzed everything. Well, we were in second place, and the winner got a bonus on their final. So everyone was all in on this project. And we're like, dude, we've done everything. We're dumping it in marketing. We're going to dump it in marketing. We're going to change the website. We're going down to 2 syllables. We're going to bring the name down to something that's easy for everyone to type, recognizable, and boom. Last go at it, we actually won our project, and it was all based on marketing. So I can completely understand where you're going with this.
Exactly. Nice. And a lot of people will just rule it out and just say they won't think about it. But I do, because I know how marketing driven crypto is. And once you understand what actually drives crypto, especially the low caps, the high caps, I would say, is maybe a little bit more about the technical side of things. But a lot of the low caps, it is marketing, because the main people who are buying these things are retail. So, and even VCs and even institutions look at well-marketed coins, right? And even in the top 10 and top 20, Solana rolls off the tongue, Cardano, Caspa, they're good names. Yep. So I haven't seen, by the way, there's not a single project in the top 100 which has a number in the name, I don't think. Yet people think, XYO123 is going to be in the top 100. It really isn't. So yeah, I would say it's an important point. So more onto the actual fundamental side of things, I would say exchange listings are very, very important in terms of what I look for on a basic level and what I would recommend that newbies to the space look for. Very rarely do cryptos with no exchanges make top 100, top 200. It's quite rare. And also very rarely do cryptos with quite scammy exchanges make the top 100. Usually they will have pretty good exchanges. And people should definitely go and learn the difference between a tier 1 exchange, a tier 2 exchange, and maybe even a tier 3. Tier 1s are the biggest ones, obviously, like Binance, Coinbase, maybe Kraken, Gemini, those types, Uphold in the US. Those types of ones, mainly US-based exchanges, are more reputable due to the regulatory side of things. And then the tier 2 ones and tier 3 ones are more ones based out of Asia or, places like that, like maybe a KuCoin or a Mexi exchange. Now, there's levels to it. And what I look for is, when I'm looking at a crypto, I want them to have exchanges, because if they don't have exchanges, it shows to me one of a couple of things. Either the team is broke, so they actually can't afford exchanges, which isn't a good sign in a business anyway, right? You want a business to be liquid and being able to fund marketing. So either the team is broke and unable to actually fund marketing, or the contract could be sketchy, because at least if a project is listed on KuCoin, they've done a very basic check. Something's gone through someone for it to get listed, or some, name and passport has been passed on to someone. So maybe there's a degree of doxing, there's a degree of trustability with the crypto if they're on a KuCoin or a BitGet or a Mexi. Don't get me wrong, it could still rug. I'm not saying it won't, but the chances are less. And I like to always operate in a realm where the probabilities are favorable to me as an investor. And that is one of the main things is exchanges.
Yeah, because they do their homework, right? They don't want to be associated with a rug. There's no doubt about it. So it's bad PR.
Unless you're the one doing the rugging.
Yeah.
unless you got some of those funds in that divvied out wallets at the beginning, and you're sitting on 60% of it, then go for it. Yeah, well, we got
Sammy
this.
would be all in on it. Yeah,
all in,
dude.
All in.
My light is dying on me. You guys are watching this live. Like my light is pooping. Time now. So
I see it. It's great. You're just sitting in the dark, like most of the people out there in the TradFi world that don't know about crypto. It's okay.
I've turned it on like 3 times. I can't win.
Talk sexy to it and buy it a drink. OC, you got any questions for Crypto Archie?
Yes, absolutely. Crypto Archie, first of all, low 5 there. I mean, what's up, brother? Then I do have a couple of questions, and I'm very, very excited that you guys were talking about the Hello name, because not yesterday, it was on TA Talk that we were talking about the 6th of January. Somebody came up with that name, and I was like, wow, I mean, that name really have potential because it's so simple. It is kind of like very catchy, and you use it everywhere and every time. But getting out of that how to begin with the low caps, I want to pitch it on. All right, you got Caspa, for example. Let's grab Caspa, right? You already have pumped. You already have moved into maybe making a couple of or a big net worth on Caspa, and then what do you do? Does that keep being interesting for you? What do you look for to keep growing or remain the same? Or does it just goes kind of like in a hodl bag? Do you cash it out? Do you dump it? What do you do? Because I do recall me going for that same investigation on Litecoin. And that's at the very beginning of when Litecoin was very minimal. And I mean, I have a ton of servers of rendering because I am a CGI architect. So I just put to work my equipment in the night to get on Litecoin, and then everything was very exactly. In fact, I mean, I was basically running or living out of Litecoin mining for the very beginning because of how powerful my equipments were there, right? But then Litecoin just stood still and never moved again. So what do you do when you get to that point with maybe one of the low cap coins?
Yeah, it's interesting. So how do you know when something is going to stagnate? It's difficult, and that is where someone like an Army Piper comes in, like a genius chartist, because then he can analyze when the volume he can analyze when the volume's decreasing. He can analyze all these different things that can indicate from a chart standpoint when something is kind of dying off or cooling off. From a fundamental standpoint, I would look at social media. I would look at just what are the team actually doing? Are they still building? Are they, committing to their statements, to their roadmap? In a layer 1, is the ecosystem developing? Is there a big rush for developers to that layer 1? For example, right now, Solana's getting a lot of, developers, a lot of meme coins, a lot of games are coming over to Solana, so that's a good indication. So there's a combination of things that you look at. There's not one thing that you look at in silo. I would say you've just got to put a range of things together. What are influencers saying? What is social media saying? Are the team actually living up to, their statements? And are they growing in terms of exchanges? That's another thing as well. Like with Caspa, for example, specifically, it's only listed on mid-tier exchanges right now. So that makes it difficult for a lot of people, especially in the US, to buy it. I know you can buy it on Uphold, but Gate.io, KuCoin, BitGet, I think a lot of these are not allowed in the US unless maybe you use a VPN or Mexi or stuff like that. But again, that's kind of shady. You could be banned, you could be blocked if you put in a phone number or something like that. So they make it difficult. So what I would look at with Casper is, in a year's time, this thing needs to have a Kraken, a Gemini, a Coinbase, things like that. And I have just noticed a couple days ago or yesterday that I think it was Kraken Futures just listed Casper. So that is a positive indication that Caspa's still growing, and it's yeah, it's a positive indication,
my
right?
Caspa
That
bag.
it's growing. So there you go. It's living up to the sign that something isn't stagnating. But if they weren't getting exchanges, if the social media sentiment was dying off, then that's a signifier that it will probably be stagnant.
Amazing info. So go ahead. Do you have another question, OC?
Oh yeah, very quick. So basically, when you start saying that they're not developing, you start managing your Caspa and selling it at it might be just bits by bits as they start moving downwards based on the volume and tradability, right? Is that kind of like the way you intended to? Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I would say so. I mainly look at fundamentals, but I do have a guy in my circle in my Discord called Cryptex, which you guys will probably know. Very good guy. So
Josh,
I do listen to him as well. Yeah, he's great. I do listen to him as well in terms of the charting side of things, and I follow Walls of Crypto, which is a good TA channel, and obviously Army Piper, Chart Prime, Investing Bros, all of these channels too. So I combine different things all together, but mostly I work off fundamentals, and I don't really touch cryptos that have had multiple bull runs apart from the very big ones like Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. Those are the ones that I kind of touch because, like you said, Litecoin, it's not really moving. And I can think of a few other examples, IOTA's one, even Algorand. And I used to invest in these. I did. I used to invest in these not even that long ago. But in the last year or so, I've really confirmed the belief that if you want to maximize gains and profitability, you've got to touch newer cryptos because the risk reward ratio is actually favorable. A lot of these older cryptos, they'll make a 3x, they'll make a 4x, but they're not going to make crazy gains like something like a Caspa would. So that's another thing that I really look for is the age of a crypto. 6 to 12 months is a really good range if it's that old, because you can buy it in the pre-catalytic phase, in the speculation phase, right? When they haven't got a Binance, when they haven't got a Coinbase, when they haven't got partnerships of Apple, Samsung, Google, Sony, and all of that, right? So a project like Theta Network, for example, last bull run, perfect. You get it before all these crazy partnerships. You get it before it's on Binance. But now, who's going to pump your bags is one of the things I would look at, and one of the main things that pumps your bags is exchange listings and partnerships. And if something's like squeezed all the value out of the cloth and it's completely dry, it's just a dead horse for me. It's not really going to move much. So I want something that has as much squeezability, in terms of like you can get loads and loads of new catalysts to pump it. And that is why a project like Caspa would tick pretty much all my boxes.
All right, so I have a question for you, Archie. And the question, we're getting asked in the chat here, and I brought it up earlier. I'm going to go ahead and throw something up here on the chart real fast. There we go. Up here on our thing. Right there. There we go. You see that? It says a secret meme coin is up 105% today for me and all of my Patreons. The people want to know, can we get it from you? What is the secret meme coin? Because you've already put it out to your Patreon, right? It's already out for them?
Yeah, so this one is just so risky that I'm not like talking about it on YouTube because it is like very small in market cap. But yeah, I would say you can probably guess if you stalk my Twitter and you look at my followings and you look at who I've liked posts from and some of the comments I've done, you could potentially guess, but I'm not going to share it just because of the risk level. It's just too risky. But what I can do is share that my second meme coin, which is a Patreon pick as well.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Is also pumping more than 100% for me. I think I've just 2x my money now, and that is on my screen right now. It's called Myro. So this is 115 million now. So it's still a mid cap. It's not on a level of what Bonk got to. So I think it's a quick 10x probably in the next couple of months. It seems like a big exchange is brewing. People are buying this in anticipation of a Coinbase. And if we know one thing, Coinbase listings pump crypto. Bonk was pretty much unknown and no one really cared about it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it got listed on Coinbase, and this saw a huge pump. It went all the way up to like a 1.5 billion market cap or higher. That's just crazy. So Myro is also a meme on Solana. We know Solana's hot right now. It's the name of a dog of the founder, the Solana founder, Raj. Apparently the dog's died, so everyone's saying rest in peace. You know, there's an emotive element to it. People feel sorry for the guy. People feel sorry for the loss. So they're grieving, and therefore they're buying the token. And the price is rocketing. And again, I look at charts. I look at new cryptos. And although this is a meme coin, the chart does look quite organic from my perspective. And I'm no chartist. I just look at the very basic chart. It looks like a higher high, higher low pattern keeps occurring. It bounced off support. It just looks like a decent chart. There's no kind of rug looking to it. It didn't see a huge sell-off at the beginning, you know, like a 99% wick down at the very beginning. None of that crazy stuff. It just seems like a project which is growing in size gradually. And yeah, I saw this a little bit late. I bought it down here in this dip, the very bottom of this dip here. But I'm up double my money right now, and I think it could 10x from here. So the way how I'm treating this is a medium to short-term play. I know some people want to hold it for the whole bull run, but I just think that's way too risky. If I'm up 5x, I'll probably pull out my initial for safety measures. And, you know, when it's up 10 to 20x, I'll probably pull out most of my bag. And I do want to confirm as well, this makes up 0.001% of my portfolio. So this could rug tomorrow, and I would still sleep very, very well at night. The only thing that would make me a little bit sad, or probably frustrated would be the better word, is the reaction of some other people, because I know some irresponsible people go and put in 50% of their portfolio into something like this, and then they get rugged. And I have a little bit of sympathy for them, but if they keep doing it over and over again, it gets to a point where, man, it's hard to have sympathy for someone who keeps making the same mistake. So make sure you're managing your risk. 1% is too much, in my opinion, in a meme coin. Like, that's just my perspective now. I made a lot of money flipping meme coins last bull run. I was putting in 10% and 15% last bull run. But if you want to have safe and secure gains, you do not put more than 1% in a meme.
All right, so I got a little something up here. Pulled it up on my chart. Had to get your camera in here. I forgot to add your camera to this scene, but we got you in here. We're good. Guys, so I did a little, pulled up Myro here. This is on BitGet. And I did one of my famous small cap trend-based Fibonacci's here. So, you know, there's your low to your high to your pullback. And we can see that we're actually had some clean plays here on the levels. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of TA on this project. What is really good about this is that on the pullback here, when we got this check for support here on a check on the 236, that is a very that tells us that we're in the right sequencing when you start to see these plays come out exactly on the Fibonacci level. So 50%, a lot of play there on it. And then we hit the golden pocket. We had a rejection of the golden pocket, rejection of the golden pocket, rejection of the golden pocket, rejection of the golden pocket. Look at that, a 4-hour chart here, guys. So these are every 4 hours. We're continuing to play on that golden pocket. Then we break it completely clean, just rip out of it there. We are right now testing that 1-to-1 line, which is another support that was resistance. You can see there, it tried to fight back below it again. I would not put it past it coming back to retest the platinum pocket, because as T.A. Tim says all the time, when you bust through a door and continue on, eventually you have to come back and close that door. So that 786, 887 range in here, somewhere around 10.5 cents, might come back to get tested. But let's go ahead and look at these phases, because when I do these for Archie back in the day, I always had my phase 1, phase 2, phase 3s. Just so you guys are tracking, Caspa hit all the way up in like phase 7, phase 8 of the golden pockets on its run up. So just looking at this, let's just say it goes to phase 1 from here. That phase 1 is at 15.7 cents from its current level right now. That would be a 29, almost a 30% move. If it comes back and tests that from its current price level, test that platinum pocket, that would be a 14% move. I would say that this is the two targets. If it comes back, it's probably going to test that platinum pocket. If it comes up, it's probably going to hit that phase 1 golden pocket. The upside of that is double the downside based on my technical analysis here. It's not financial advice, of course, but I just wanted to point that out. This has a lot of potential. So there you go. Myro, guys, you heard it right here first on the show with Crypto Archie. So let's get back over here. Do you have anything, Archie, because you came on here and gave a lot of information. We have about 10 minutes. We haven't gone into the actual TA, but do you have anything you want us to take a look at on TA before we hop off of here with you?
It was good to get the TA on Myro. I'm interested what your thoughts are on Caspa, because Caspa is one which I know a lot of people have struggled to chart. Like, it just moves very weirdly, and it seems to just hold so strong. And I think the reason for this is because there's no team dumping. You know, there's no insiders dumping, which is why there's maybe less volatility and why it kind of tends to hold so well on some of these dips. And that is this is why we get into, you know, a little bit of a conversation about fundamentals versus technicals, you know, because a project maybe like a Solana, because of the fact that they have a lot of VCs and team members who are probably going to sell, that seems to move and a lot more volatile than something like Caspa, considering the market cap disparities. So I'm just interested what you think. Do you think fundamentals affect the chart?
On Caspa, I think there's a lot of sentiment more than I think the sentiment of the community in crypto is playing a lot more than the fundamentals on it, because the fundamentals are actually super strong on Caspa. But what we're seeing here on, on the moves is a lot of just bullishness of the community itself. So, which is not as strong as the fundamentals are of this project. But as far as people not being able to track this on TA, I've been tracking Caspa since you first had me pull it up on Gem Hunters back in the day. And I think I pretty much pointed out the retracement bottom for you at one point. And then, I mean, guys, you can look, these levels on my Caspa call have been in play, since I placed them on, I think we were here. So that would have been August of 2023. No, actually, I believe that was the retracement that I told you it was going to come back to, because I had that trend line, remember? Yeah, I'm thinking that it was probably in July of last year that we were calling, that I did my TA on this. And these levels have played out just flawlessly. Like, I even had a thumbnail that I said, you may never get Caspa this low again. Obviously, we came back down that finally, but it was back here on this touch of my 11.2 cent mark in phase 5 golden pocket. So if you look here, this is your phase 7 golden pocket here. And this is your phase 5 golden pocket here. Oh, no, I'm sorry, phase 6 and phase 4. We've just been ranging in here perfectly. And that is what we're doing on here. So I don't know why people can't do it. Maybe that's a good thing. That's why you should join us here at Piper Academy. I do a lot of TA, and I was an analyst for 22 and a half years in the Army, people. Take trends, take patterns, identify those patterns, use it to do predictive analysis for the next 72, 48, whatever hours ahead, with lives on the line. So doing predictive analysis with trends and patterns on charts is natural for me. So, yeah, just come join us, subscribe to the show. But yeah, look at what I'm seeing here, bro. We've got the 50-week exponential moving average. That's this green line running right here, coming in. We also just got rejected here on Thursday. That would be yesterday morning. We got rejected right there off of that phase 6 again. And I think that we're going to be coming back to test this phase 5 with the 50-week 50-day exponential moving average. If we do not hold this again, like I said, this has been our bottom range here on this range. It was previous resistance. We broke through it, and now we've come back to test this multiple times. I do have a little trend line here that I have set for an alert, because it has touched that area almost almost twice now, and those are great little pickup points. But yeah, I'm watching right now for this phase 5. That's coming in at about 11.2 cents there. And if we throw on the chart prime indicators, there is a little something going on there also. It is our dynamic reactor, and the dynamic reactor a lot of times will act as a trampoline when it comes back down to test it. So we're seeing that in there also. Overall, oh, that one last thing too, before I get in on that, right here, this gold band right here, this Delta blue, and this gold band that's literally running on the phase 5 here, is the trade band of predictive ranges on Chart Prime. And a lot of times we trade, you can see how perfectly those have played there, hitting that and that Delta line being resistance. That golden band is coming in right there across that phase 5 also, which is again, that 11.2 cents. So a ton of confluent support running on the same level. And I go over Caspa TA a lot. So, what I would like to do, before we hop off of here with you, Archie, is let's set a date. I'd like to come on your show and just rip through some TA on all the stuff you're seeing, because I do have, I feel, a different perspective on how to call out these discovery price trends for support and resistance. And I would love to come on the show and just do a bunch of stuff with you. So
absolutely, man. We should do it 100% some point next week. And yeah, I completely agree. Like, it's good to do these collabs. You should come on my show more often. I should come on your show more often. And maybe even, you know, I come into TA talk, or you come into my my Discord and come and do some TA on the, because we've got like almost 2,000 members in there. So that's, you know, a good amount of people you could come and share some knowledge and TA with. And I'm happy to come on yours anytime.
Awesome. It'd be fantastic. Also, Crux of Crypto is actually putting together a video right now on a deep dive on Caspa. It's one of his Crux's curriculum breakdowns, where he gives it a GPA, a graded project assessment, based on his rankings of all the data he took in. So that video is going to be coming out here as a static video for Crux's curriculum here sometime very soon on Piper Academy. And then also Tradefly, an OC guy, I'm sure would love to do some stuff with you also, Archie. So you have the entire Piper Academy team at your disposal whenever you want to do stuff with us. It'd be our honor to join up with you and do some TA with you, brother.
Amazing, man. Yeah, I look forward to many more collaborations. I only, you know, accept collaborations and request collaborations with good people and good channels. I get a lot of, you know, requests, but I turn a lot down. I turn a lot more down than what I accept. And I actually asked Army Piper to come on his show because, you know, I know he's a good guy. Tradefly and OC both seem like great guys as well. So I'll definitely be on to do many more.
Awesome. Sounds great, Archie. Thanks for joining us, man. And, you dropped out there. There we go. Thanks for joining us on the show today, man. It was a pleasure and an honor. And I'm sure that the alumni got a lot. To all of your crew that came over and joined us over here, I appreciate you guys. Got a lot of subs today off of you. And if you guys want to come back and join us, man, we're always here. The alumni will always welcome you and your viewers with open arms there, Archie. So
absolutely. Make sure everyone who's watching is subscribed to Piper Academy, and you know, leave a like, and definitely go and follow everyone on X as well. That's a good help.
Awesome. Yeah, and all of Archie's links are down below, his X, his YouTube. So if you guys don't follow him, you need to. I'm telling you, I'm old. I've been around a while. I got a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience. I've done a lot of things. I still pick up and learn new stuff from Archie on a daily basis. Do not underestimate his age for wisdom. So, Archie, a pleasure, brother.
Thank you so much, man.
Awesome. All right, guys. It looks like we're about out of time today, so ran a little bit long. Let's go ahead and really fast Tradefly. If you want to do Bitcoin, I'll do ETH and OC. One thing that you want to pull up and show the audience here, and then we're going to hop off here, running a little bit longer today. But I'm going to go ahead and jump onto Tradefly's chart. Tradefly, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right.
All right, so super quick look at Bitcoin. This is the power of TA. I want to point this out. You had this volume area right here. So I went from really where we had that last bull market from low to high. I looked at that, found the volume area high, and it kind of coincided with the golden pocket here. So this is me going back and like, hey, how can I learn from this, right? And that's where we rejected, is that golden pocket. So I wanted to point that out really quickly just to show you the power of TA. And then let's go here to our current area. I know a lot of people are freaking out right now. They're saying, hey, it's dumping. Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but look, same channel we've been talking about for probably a month now. We're still inside of it. All right. So that gives me, some comfort that we're still inside of that zone. And then you have some support levels that are lining up with it as well. So about 43,000, and then down at the 0.5 at about 42,208. Hey, could be an opportunity to get on before all of this money really starts pumping into the market. Now, understand too, if you're asking like, well, didn't it off like $4 billion go into it? Yeah, it did, but they were buying it OTC. All right. So that has less impact on the market. You got to understand that part. And some of it, we've kind of front run this ETF a little bit. Let's be honest. So again, support levels, you got 43,100 and about 42,000. But really, my focus would be at the bottom side of this channel, because you can see support all the way up until we break that trend. I'm gonna take it for what it is. All right. So I would be looking at the bottom part of this channel. So if we get there probably today or tomorrow, you're looking at somewhere between 43.6 to about 44. So set some alerts. That's what I got for Bitcoin.
Awesome. Jumping over here into Ethereum, guys. Ethereum continuing to pump up here. We did have a nice wick up here above the platinum pocket. You can see here, and I want to bring this in just a little bit. The platinum pocket target top on this is sitting at about $2,900 right now. I called out on Monday, so 5 days ago, we were down here, and I said, look, if we break this golden pocket and we test it as support, the next target is going to be that 2687 on the platinum pocket. We'll call it $2,700 just to give it a psychological number. Bam, right there it is, $2,700. We called this 5 days ago right here on the show. That is what we're doing right now, is we just tested the platinum pocket and got rejected out of it, but we're not really getting a pullback here, guys. We have done exactly what we said. We were fighting with this on Monday over here. We came down, we tested the 50, we came back up, we finally got the break. There's the retest of it. We've got now a double top pushing on this platinum pocket. The more times that this hits on there and keeps knocking on that door, the Sheldon Cooper effect, knock, 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 penny, knock, 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 penny. That is when we will see that move in and start to get that move up there. So Ethereum, guys, $2,700 right now. I think we're heading for 2,900 if we get into the platinum pocket. Let's go ahead. Hey, what's up there, Archie? I hadn't dropped you off there yet, man. It's good to see you in here still. Let's go ahead and jump over to OC's charts here, and let's see what OC's got before we walk out of here, guys.
Perfect. Basically, I already have got between 3 trades. I just want to touch back on those really quick. Basically, on ADA, we're still doing great. Already have taken 50% out. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. We are right now on that dynamic reactor. Let's just take a look at that, what we were expecting. Here we go. That come back to the zero line right down here. And it seems that that's exactly what it's doing. As long as we don't lose that dynamic reactor and we are able to bounce out of the zero line, we're going to keep going up. Remember that if we start closing below that dynamic reactor, you know that it's time for head switching, not financial advice. Solana at the top of the channel, already entered for the trade, already taking 50% out in there on the dynamic reactor. We are losing that dynamic reactor. We have a bearish divergence and we have a peak seeker, so looking good for continuation of that trend on Solana. And finally, AVAX, the same thing. We are waiting on that flip of the real right there. The only difficulty right here on my trade, it is that my stop entry, it is already very, very, very close. So I need to be aware of that. And remember, we have an alert in here as we're crossing this line. And right now we are crossing it. We want to make sure to hold that area. And if it takes me out, I'll be looking for that FOR, so flip of the ribbon above the zero line, for a continuation to the upside for a reversal. Or if it breaks down, well, then that will be having a stop out there and maybe changing to a possible short. That's what I got for you guys on those 3 trades that we had open.
Awesome, fantastic rundown there on the on some big names in the crypto space there, guys. Thanks for joining us today. Shout out to Crypto Archie for honoring us with his presence. I love when that guy is on here. Probably going to be doing some more collab stuff with him on his channel and back on ours. If you guys want to get the indicators that we use on our show, it's Chart Prime right there, 45% off, the best discount in the market. You can't get a better one anywhere unless Chart Prime themselves offer it. You get it off your first monthly or quarterly. So you also get 6 classes a week live with OC guy right there and me. I'm in most of them. So guys, we appreciate you being here today. It's always an honor to have an hour plus with TradeFly and OC. I dig doing the show with you guys. All the links for everyone on the show today, to include Crypto Archie and all of our sponsors, down in the description below. TradeFly, OC, quick outro from you guys.
Hey, thank you so much. Today was an epic show. We had over 100 people watching it at many points today, which is awesome. Smash those likes. That's really going to help us grow. And again, we appreciate you. And with that, I will see you guys tomorrow.
No, tomorrow's Saturday.
Monday.
Monday.
Oh, that's right. Man, I'm so excited. I get wrapped up in it. Stop looking at me, Swan.
Although TradeFly, if you're looking to work on Saturdays, we have a spot for you on the morning coffee. So if you're feeling extra worky, you're welcome to it. So Crypto Archie, thank you so much for being on the show. I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully we can still do so many more things. I'm really stoked to see and do some TA with you, brother. I really, really look up on what you do and how you do it. Very, very impressed. I mean, I believe that I have a ton of things to learn on how you do stuff and also share a ton of information. And guys, stay safe. Remember, we are in a shaky zones. So without further ado, Troy, back to you, Piper.
I'm gonna let Archie say his goodbye. He can say bye again.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on. Yeah, if anyone isn't subscribed, make sure you are subscribed. And yeah, for the second time, thank you. And goodbye, everyone.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us today on Piper Academy. We'll be back here Monday. Remember, Monday morning is a federal holiday. Traditional markets will not be open. Federal Reserve will not be doing anything. So we have a 3-day weekend. That means low volume. That means we could see some volatility this weekend. So if you guys are doing any trading, trade safe. And always use a stop loss.
That was awesome, dude!